What is going on? All my favorite internet weirdos. How the hell are you? You guys doing good today? Dice rolling in your favor? Having good paint sessions? Boy, I hope so. But, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, good whatever time it is when y'all watching this one right here. Ooh, I promised you a bit of a follow-up, right? So this is Talons of the Emperor Revisited Part 2. We're going to get into all the fun stuff here in a moment. You guys know how we do things here on the channel, right? First, we have to get the adulting out of the way. So, that's right, before we can play. So first up is a word from our unofficial sponsor.
So there I was, 23 years old, prime of my life. I woke up one morning, looked in the mirror, and my hair was thinning. It was all falling out. It wasn't until I discovered this one solution that changed everything. My first initial thought was, it's gotta be genetics, right? It's not my fault, this is genetic. Go and find out. I'm not the only one dealing with thinning hair and confidence issues. And it was nuts because we started to change everything in our routine.
We started looking at what we were putting in our bodies, what we were eating, how much water we were intaking, and then we started working out and taking care of ourselves, but still something was missing.
But also what we put on our body is drastically important to our skin and hair health. So we ditched all of those chemical filled products. We started using healthy, organic ingredients and took it upon myself to start creating these organic ingredient products to help people. I have a solution for you. Ditch all of those chemical filled products and grab something that's organic, natural, handmade, something that your family will thank you and your health will thank you. Make the switch today.
Great man, great company, great business. Seriously, click that link down below. If you are into self-care, you will not be disappointed. Make sure you abuse the ever-loving F out of that viewer discount code that Johnny has given you guys. All right. I am currently filming this on what we have here, February 25th, 2025. The box set for both the Talons, if you can find them, because they are kind of old, what was this, from 2020? It's about $50 over on Amazon. I'll leave a link down below. Grab it if you want one. Okay, now, like I said in this, I wanted to go back and paint them again to see if I got any better in my painting skills. I wanted to try new things. I wanted to try new paints. I wanted to try new styles. All right. One of the things that really struck me and made me want to go back is that picture right there of Valerian. He's a little bit lighter than mine. Mine was a little darker. I know I screwed up on some certain areas, and I know I did things just a little differently, like the laurel of the Imperium or whatever that Gulliman gave him for the defense of the Lion's Gate. I know it was supposed to be all golden, but I wanted like a Roman wreath on the head, because Roman motifs play a lot throughout Warhammer 40k if you really, really take note. Just like with the wreath symbol down below on, you know, the, I don't know what you call that little metal plate down there. Should have been more golden, but it's not. Okay, so that is my original guy. Hopefully he's coming across all right. I'm looking at things like he doesn't have gems up on his gloves. I'm looking at how I painted him basically like a solid color in one thing, and I shouldn't have. Or like the gloves and the wrappings on the gloves. There's just so many things I looked at differently going back at it than I should have the first time. But okay, enough of that, right? So, there he is, kind of reborn. Okay, the first thing that was glaringly a problem was his head hair. Now, when I've recently finished up my 30th Sisters of Battle, Sisters of Silence, I really liked how I did the fur cloak. And that's just basically contrast. I mean, yeah. Wait a minute. Army Painter Speed Paint Decaying Brown or Brownish Decay, something like that. It's just one coat. The way it gets in there and covers over a white is absolutely beautiful. And then when the whole thing gets its non-longer wash, it takes it to a different level. It doesn't work so well over a golden undercoat, which I did him. I did him in that, oh dear Lord, whatever that gold is that GW has as a spray paint. I can't remember right now to save the life of me. I did that because it kind of helps things out. Just do a bit of touch up on some certain things. That way the wash that I do adheres a hell of a lot better. Washes really don't adhere that well to primer. So, yeah. We're going to leave it like that. Because in like my process, it's like base coat. Make sure the base coat's good. Wash. Bunch of dry brushing. an army painter tone, like soft tone, and then another dry brushing on top of that. What I really wanted to do was take that wreath up another level, so after everything was done, it got the brand new Warpaints Fanatic Mithril dry brushing. So I really wanted it to be a little brighter. Okay. One of the other things I did was, and I hadn't done this before, just paint the whole goddamn spear black and then start picking things out from there. It got 2 dry brushes of a gray as an undercoat, and then I hit it with a Nuln oil. So it just brought everything back. And for the first time in a very long time, my freehand skills on those damn golden things were almost perfect. I had to go back and touch a couple things up. Overall, very, very impressed with it. In case anybody out there is going, oh, that's not a different one. There you go. Okay. But I'm going to do it like this. Which one do you guys like? The old? The new? The old? The new? Honestly, I like the new. I like how the armor came out a little bit later. I like how my skin tones, if you can see them clearly on there, are a bit more defined for him on this one. I just... Going back and covering up some of your little screw-ups had a hell of a benefit for me. The fact that I felt more confident going into him was a truly boost for me. Keeping your palette simple and choosing different colors was really, really important to me because I wanted a different look. One's more of a lighter gold, one's more of a darker, goldish kind of thing. And I got to remember that the custodians were prime examples of the Emperor's shining light. So they always had their uniforms as immaculate as possible. Yeah. I don't know. I like him a hell of a lot more than I did the first one. Not saying the first one is horrible, not saying the first one is nasty. That first one is great to a tabletop standard. But when I go back and I look at certain things, I go, ugh. Like trying to explain to the brat, the middle child. When I was dry brushing before, I had flat brushes. Now I'm using makeup brushes that cover a better surface. It's more round. It's more gentle. It's easier to kind of disperse some pigments around the miniature, There's just little things that I did before that I didn't know I could do now. And it's weird when you progress in your painting and you look back, you go, oh God, why did I do that? I mean, for the bases, it basically was the exact same thing. Except I dry brushed a little bit more white onto this before it got its Targor Raid Shade finish. They still look stonish, I have also, because I've got them on like big magnetic movement trays, magnetized the bases. I will never ever again use those itty bitty little magnets like that. They were such a pain in the you-know-what to try to get into place when you can just substitute one big one. But, like I said, it's fun to go back and do these projects again and see where you've progressed, how you've progressed, and what's going on. We're at the best part of the video. Seriously, we really, really, truly are. I want to know your questions, comments, love, hatred, anger, all that fun stuff right down below. Which one do you guys like better? The older or the newer? Do you see any differences between the older and the newer? I know I do because I'm really looking at it, picking it apart like you wouldn't even believe. I am my own worst critic, and I'm saying this nicely to everybody on the interwebs who hates me and thinks you're coming up with a good zinger. There's really nothing you can give me that life, an ex-girlfriend, the military, or alcohol hasn't. And if you come up with a good one, I will probably laugh and applaud with you and go, good one. Okay, best way to support the channel is hit that big old like button and drop a comment down below. Both of those are guaranteed to trigger the algorithm, and that is always important to a YouTube content creator. But there we go, guys. Revisiting the Talons of the Emperor, Part 2. I will get Alea painted soon. I am just neck deep in other projects right now. Like I got the John Blanche Masterclass series in, and I'm trying to paint a Custodian only using those colors. So a Grimdark Custodian from paints from the Grimdark Master. This ought to be fun. But anywho, I want to thank you guys for watching this one. Hopefully you're having a great day today. Hopefully you're having a safe day today. And Emperor willing, one day, real soon, we'll be rolling dice across that tabletop.